So, the internet. Am I right? In this modern society, the internet has become a constant presence in our lives. Not just for content, current affairs, or even memes. That if you go offline for just 1 second, something's not right. Whether it's for work or not to have people worry about you, we need to be perpetually connected to the internet. Now, it's an essential cost. But what if you're broke?
RUMIT lah.
You know that meme where that guy has the mathematical symbols floating around his face? That's how it feels sometimes, you know? Personal connectivity is extremely important. In this day and age, it's already a necessity. Our dependency on social media apps, on banking, on doing commerce, like online shopping, a lot of it came from the social media boom when the true smartphone was released around early 2010. That's when you start to see people really use the potential of the internet with personal sharing through social media, using videos, talking to friends, playing games together, everything. I think for the past 10 years, it has exploded actually. Because of the way that the industry has progressed over the past 30 years, they've already built up the infrastructure. They've already hired the best people and they're paying high salaries for these people. So the operational cost is very, very high. At one point, they were charging 20 cents per SMS. To be frank, data is very, very cheap. So that's why at one point, when telcos actually shifted over to unlimited calls and unlimited SMS, SMS costs telcos practically nothing to send.
Did they tell you that?
Of course not. But the fact of the matter is, as consumers, we have a right to demand. So when you use prepaid data plans, it's a plan that is provided by telcos on a pay-per-use basis, to put it simply. How much data that you need, you pay for it. How much calls that you need or SMS that you need, you pay for it. From a financial point of view, with prepaid, you can really manage your cash flow well. So if you're just using maybe 1 or 2 gigabytes of data a month, you can be paying very, very little for data connectivity. The attractive part of postpaid is the device. Getting that new phone with the postpaid package, immediately it makes you feel like, oh, it's something different. The thing is, you have to ask yourself, do I really need the handphone? A lot of people mistakenly say, hey, I'll be saving money. At the end of the day, it's just like a normal purchase where you make monthly payments for. And when you make monthly payments, the scary part is it doesn't hurt. If you're earning 3,000 or 4,000 ringgit, maybe 5,000 ringgit a month, a 300 ringgit payment, that's less than 10% of what you're making. Bring it down to over a year, you know that you've already spent over 3,600 ringgit. Did you really use it to its maximum potential? That's the thing. I think the most important thing for consumers in understanding their data packages is you have to maximize your usage. But in order to do that, you need to know how much you're using. Let's say you use about 10 gigabytes a month. So with that 10 gigabytes a month, what are the plans out there that can match? The clever part with prepaid is a lot of them only give you 5. So they want you to buy the extra data. Some telcos even charge you 45 ringgit or 50 ringgit for additional 5. And if you're doing that every month, it's 600 ringgit a year. The other way that you can do it is you track actually how much you spend. Let's say you spend 600 ringgit in 6 months. That's 100 ringgit per month. So when you get that 100 ringgit, just match it with whatever data plans that is out there.
Tetapi, Malaysia is ranked among countries with one of the slowest internet speeds. Yet, on average, we have one of the highest data consumption rates globally. Are we being kind?
Every 3 or 4 months, the telcos is trying to provide more and more services. They're always doing this song and dance. Some companies even advertise we're the fastest out there. But at the same time, if you're in the place where you're not getting the full network coverage, speeds can be really, really, really slow. Slow internet is worse than no internet. For rural areas, it's a matter of for the ISPs to make sure that they provide the full coverage. At the end of the day, you have to remember, telcos are a business. They have to answer to their shareholders and their also profit margin. You always have to ask, what's in it for them. We're still at this point where there is no guarantee. A lot of ISPs, they like to use these terms where it's called best effort. Best effort means that's the best that we can do at this point in time. The only way that you can measure it is how does it work for you? First of all, are you getting the good network coverage where you use your phone the most? Number two, are you getting the speeds? And number three, are you getting that data that was promised to you?
What?
These are some of the things that you have to troubleshoot yourself. You have to make sure that you're getting it consistently. Are you getting it like every hour? Is it happening to other people as well? Could it be a problem with your phone? If it's still the same, then there's a legitimate problem. So that's the point where you need to ask yourself, is this the telco for me or not? The good thing in Malaysia, we have a very, very competitive mobile market. The thing is, with mobile phone providers, you really have to compare it to what you use it for, how much you think that you can afford, and really squeeze out as much as you can out of the plan that you're using. Have a strict budget, if possible, on what you can spend on mobile connectivity. Because at the end of the day, even though it's I would say a necessity in this day and age, there's definitely certain things that you can reduce.
Or just use Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's a whole other issue.
Hi, I'm Sabrina. So as more and more Malaysian households subscribe to broadband plans, 75% of smartphone use takes place inside the home. So if you're usually around Wi-Fi, then what do we need so much data for? Do you think you're paying a lot for your data? Let us know what you think.